To me, it's more like I want to have a conversation with the coach, get to know why are we doing this, explain this to me. What are you doing to help your members? Are they more focused on when you talk to them? Are they more focused on, let me tell you about all about my fitness and my competition career and all these competitions I'm doing? Or are they asking you about yourself and what your goals are? All right, so today I wanted to talk about how to pick a gym. All right, so we have a lot of members who move and are looking for a new gym, or they ask me about a gym in another city that they're moving to. We also have a lot of people that listen to the podcast or watch the videos or follow us on social media that don't live in the area where we have a gym, and so they might be looking for a gym, or they'll ask what to look for in a gym or what I think about a gym or whatever. And so I thought it'd be good to make a video and talk about what I would look for if I was joining a gym. So I'm kind of coming at this as, say I moved to another city, there's no Coyote there, what am I looking for? And so I think I've been a member of a lot of different gyms, and I think this will hopefully help people when they're deciding what gym they want to join, or maybe it just helps them understand what happens at their gym a little bit better, or maybe it helps them understand the things we do at Coyote a little bit better. So I think this will be a really good talk. So the first thing really you got to decide is, do you want to join a big box 24-hour gym, or do you want to join a boutique gym? So Coyote, CrossFit, boot camps, that type of thing, that's going to be categorized as like a boutique gym. That's going to be a smaller gym, classes led by coaches, that type of thing. Or do you want to join like a 24-hour gym or like a Planet Fitness type gym? Okay, so I was a member at a gym like that for like 15 years when I was a kid, and through my teens and early 20s. And so I have a lot of experience at a gym like that. And so that gym, what you're getting access to equipment. Okay, so it really falls on you to determine what you're going to do when you're in there, to determine how often you're going to go, hold yourself accountable. You're going to be working around and see the same people consistently and never speak to them, never talk to them. Everybody kind of has their headphones on. Everybody kind of goes and does their own thing. Now, if you're a very self-motivated individual, you're very driven, you have a plan, you have a specific workout program that works for you, that could work really well for you. There's a lot of people that have been doing that for years and made tremendous progress. I made tremendous progress doing that for a long period of time. And so you have to determine, is that what you're looking for? Are you just looking for access equipment? This can also go for a home gym. Maybe you want to install a home gym and you just want to be able to walk out to the gym and be able to do it on your own. And if you develop the habit, if you're consistent enough, you can potentially do that and have really good progress with it. So you got to determine, is that what you're looking for? Are you just looking for convenience to be able to go to the gym whenever you want to, or just kind of want to go and do your own thing in the corner and get your workouts in, and you're going to be be able to stick with a routine that way? Then that's going to be the cheapest option. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The cheapest gyms are the gyms where here's access, here's your card, come in whenever you want to. Yeah, that's going to be the cheapest option. So you're sacrificing the expertise of coaching, the accountability that you're going to get from coaching, the community aspect that you're going to get with being other people in exchange for a cheaper price. Okay, so that's kind of what you're getting, the give and take there. To be honest, a lot of those gyms, they don't want you to come to the gym that much, because their goal is to have as many members as possible on recurring billing. So if everybody came in the same day, they wouldn't have enough equipment for everybody. So their goal is to try to get you to sign up and then come as least often. And if you never come, that's a win for them. Their best members are the ones that sign up and never come. Okay. All right. On the flip side, boutique is the opposite. The goal of a boutique gym is to get people to come, because the goal of the boutique gym is to get results, because what you're paying there is you're paying for a more intimate setting, you're paying for coaching, you're paying for the community, you're paying for accountability, you're paying for a specific type of workout methodology. Okay, it's taking a lot of the variables of things that you have to think about out of it, to where you're paying more, so you don't have to think about all that. All you have to do is show up, and then you know that you're in the right hands. Now, obviously, there's a lot more that goes into that, so it's more important to pick the right one when you are picking boutique. If you're just interested in 24-hour gym, it doesn't really matter. Pick the most convenient one, pick the cheapest one, as long as they got some equipment that you can use. I would go with the cheapest one that has the best amenities or whatever. But if you're picking a boutique gym, it's way more important that you spend your time, spend your due diligence make sure you're picking the right thing. First and foremost, the most important thing is find something that's sustainable and something that you enjoy doing. If you join a gym and it's something that you're not going to be able to stick with long term because it's too hard, or it doesn't have progressions, or you're not able to stick with it because you don't enjoy it that much, you might as well not even join. So also, you got to find something that you like going to, that you look forward to, because a lot of times working out is not fun. People don't really enjoy it, and so if you find something that you enjoy more than something else, or at least look forward to, or feel like, man, I'm glad I went to there, you're going to be a lot more likely to stick with that long term, and thus make the progress. So when you're picking out a methodology, a training methodology, there's 1,000,001 different ones out there these days. It could be CrossFit, it could be a boot camp type training thing, it could be a lot of different types of small, intimate setting classes that are led by a coach. Just find one that works for you, that you think you can stick with for a long period of time. If once you find that, I'll go for it. That's great. So my expertise and what we do at Coyote is functional fitness. So I'm going to narrow that down into a little bit deeper and functional fitness. Now, let me take a step back and talk about why I choose and will always choose to do functional fitness / CrossFit. Because I am all about efficiency. I'm all about getting the bang for my buck these days. Okay, when I was a kid, when I was in my teens and my 20s, I liked to go to the gym for 2.5, 3 hours. I enjoyed it. I didn't really have anything else going on. I felt like I was, putting in a lot of work. I'd do a set, walk over, get some water, kind of watch TV, do another set, whatever, and spend a lot of time there. Now I'm married. I have business to run. I have 2 girls. Time is a lot more valuable to me. And so I want to do something that I'm going to get the most bang for my buck. I don't want to spend more than 4 or 5 hours a week working out, because if I spent 10 hours a week like I did when I was in my teens going to the 24-hour gym working out, that's taking away from time that I could be doing other things that are important to me. So I am all about bang for my buck. I want to show up, get a really great workout in, have fun doing it, and then walk out knowing that I got the most out of my hour that I could and move on with my day. At the same time, I'm also around like-minded people who are also choosing to do something hard in the community aspect, and I'll get into that in a second. So that's why I choose and will continue to do that. I've said this plenty of times before. If Coyote, for whatever reason, ended tomorrow, I would still keep doing the same type of training. I would just do it somewhere else. And like I said, if I was moving somewhere else, one of the first places I would do is look for a gym, and I'd be looking for a functional fitness gym, whether it's CrossFit or non-affiliate or whatever. I would be going through this process and finding the right one that I'm looking for. Okay, so that's why I choose to do it, and that's why a lot of people do it, because efficiency, bang for the buck, getting results. Okay, I know that if I'm going to work out 4 hours a week, I'm going to make more progress and get more out of my 4 hours doing this than anything else. And I know that for a fact because I've tried everything else. Okay, so now, I'm going to go in a little to the weeds here as far as like CrossFit or functional fitness gyms, because I've spent a lot of time in them. I've purchased 4. I've also looked at a lot of other ones to purchase. I've spent a lot of time doing research. I've visited a ton of gyms. I've seen how things are run. And these are kind of my conclusions that I've drawn from doing all this and spending, almost 12 years at Coyote and multiple years at CrossFit before. This is kind of what I've found when it comes to CrossFit or functional fitness gyms. So basically they kind of break down to 2 categories here. And I made this realization a couple years ago, and once I understood it, it made me understand the way things were done at a lot of different places and the way people interacted at a lot of different places. Basically, I break them down to either a club or a results-based gym, okay? So, and I have some characteristics over here to the side that I'm going to kind of break each one down and help you understand. Okay, so I kind of have come to the conclusion that a lot of gyms are more clubs than they are gyms, and let me explain that. Basically what I mean is there's a group of people that have been members at a gym for a very long period of time, and they identify themselves as members of that gym. Okay, kind of like if I was to join a country club, I would be a member of that country club. Well, most of these people aren't members of a country club, they're members of XYZ gym. They look at themselves as members of that gym, and that's why they go consistently. Yeah, they like the workouts, but more so it's because that's kind of like their identity. And the gym is kind of run in that aspect. Whereas to me, the best gyms are results-based gyms. Those gyms are the ones that their goal ultimately is to get people progress, help them achieve their health and fitness goals. Okay, so yes, that is a goal for here, but ultimately, if you really dig down deep, that's not the ultimate goal of this gym. The ultimate goal of this gym is to keep the current members happy, keep them coming back, provide a place for them to come and spend their time and get to know and hang out with each other every single day. And I'm not saying this is bad whatsoever. There's plenty of successful gyms out here like this, there's a lot of people, that's what they're looking for. But you have to decide, is that what you're looking for? Are you looking to be a member of a club, or are you looking to join a gym because you want to make progress and lose weight and get stronger and all those type of things? Not saying that you can't do that here, but if you join a gym that's the focus, then you're going to be much more likely to do that. So I'm going to kind of go through each one of these, and you can kind of determine. And this is what I would do if I was looking at a gym. I would start going through these and looking at all these things in regards to that gym, asking the owner, asking the coaches, doing my research online, and seeing where it breaks down on this. Okay, so the first one is going to be the programming. Okay, typically a club, they're not doing their own programming, they're outsourcing it, and I think that's great. But to me, if I walk in a gym and I'm looking at a gym and I ask them who does their programming, and they're paying somebody else to program for them that doesn't even know they exist, they're just paying a monthly fee, to me that's already knocking them down a couple notches in my belt, because they're following a program that's not written specifically for their members. Now, a lot of people have very similar goals, and I understand that, but like, if you're following a program, we live in Mississippi, it's 98 degrees sometimes in the summertime, and they're programming 800-meter runs when it's 98 degrees, or it's raining here, because they don't have any idea what you're doing. Like, that's not really meeting your goals. Or you have a gym that's full of people who are parents and grandparents who just want to be fit and healthy, and you're following a program that's programming hero wads consistently, or programming very advanced skills and lifts and that type of thing consistently that the people can't recover from. It's not really servicing them very well. So to me, a results-based gym hopefully is going to follow their own program. Now, that's not a deal breaker to me if they're outsourcing their program, and it's a program that I trust and I follow, and I know that it's a quality program. It's not a deal breaker, but to me, I would much prefer to be following a program that is written by somebody inside the gym who knows the members in the gym, who is able to see what's going on in the gym. So for me, for example, I write the program at Coyote, and the reason I do that is because, number one, I do it and I believe in it, and I'm going to write something that I feel is going to not only help me make progress with everybody else, but also I'm always paying attention. How did this go last week? Everybody seems to feel like a little bit more beat up than I thought they would. We need to back off the following week. Also, there's a whole plan throughout the entire year, so I know that the program each week is within a greater picture plan. Okay, now if they are doing their program, I got to dig a little bit deeper. How far in advance are you planning your programs? Are they sitting down and writing them on Sunday night, or are they sitting down and just pulling stuff off the internet and putting it together, or do they have a plan? That's going to be really important, because if they are doing their program, it becomes more important that you make sure that the coach has, or the programmer has, the expertise to make sure you're following the right thing. You can also kind of ask for some samples of programming, that type of thing, to kind of get the feel of it. But to me, I would prefer to join a gym that's kind of doing their own program, because I know that they're in the mix, they're in the weeds, and ideally the programmer is also doing the program themselves. If the programmer is not even following the program that they're right, I'm kind of like, well, why aren't you following it? Like, you don't even believe in what you're doing. You're paying somebody else to write your program, but you're having us do everything else. And I say this we've made that mistake before. We've put a program on out there for a few years that the class did, and then I would do a separate program, and then I realized, like, I need to be doing the program that I'm asking everybody else to do, because otherwise, like, they're thinking what they're doing is second best, and of course they're going to think that. So, program. All right, number 2, air conditioning. To me, this is a non-negotiable. Okay, like, you have to have AC. I just, especially where we live now in Mississippi, and I'm going to go on a little rant a little bit. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. To me, AC is a non-negotiable when you're doing intense workouts, because it is dangerous if you don't have it. There are people that are doing workouts that are getting their heart rate extremely elevated, and if it is 95 degrees outside and 95 degrees inside your gym, that is a dangerous instance where somebody could have something serious. I've been in a competition before where somebody's had to be taken off on a stretcher from heat stroke, and this was a super fit person. That can happen at any moment. So to me, AC is a non-negotiable, because it's about a safe health and safety thing. Okay, if you're not willing to pay for AC, to me that shows that you don't value your members enough to be able to pay that extra money for the AC, or increase your prices an extra $10 to pay for the AC every month. Okay, we pay a lot of money for AC. It goes up every year, and to be honest, 2 of our gyms are not as cold as I would like to, because of the building and the insulation, but we still pay an extreme amount of money every month, close to $2,000 each per month, plus having to fix the AC all the time just to keep it in the 80s. Because I know if we weren't doing that, it would be 99 degrees in the gym, and it would be completely unsafe, and I would not feel comfortable doing that. people ask why we don't run when it's 95 degrees outside consistently. And I'm like, look, I don't really want to have 200 people running outside when it's 95 degrees outside. That's borderline dangerous, and there's no reason to do that. You can make progress without it. So to me, I'm not joining the gym if they have AC. That's just me. Some people might think differently, and I completely understand that, and that might ruffle some feathers, but I believe if you're going to do intense workouts, you need to be having AC in the summertime. And then it goes in the winter too. Like if it's 20 degrees outside, nobody wants to go and touch an ice cold barbell if you don't have heat. And I did CrossFit for my first couple of years in a gym that didn't have AC. And it was a lot different back then. But I was also 25 years old and I didn't know any better. But things are different now, and I firmly believe every gym should have AC no matter what. But what you'll see, most of the club type gyms, or a lot of them, they're not going to have AC, and they're proud of it. And people are proud of it. They'll say things like, "You guys are soft. You work out in AC." I'm like, "No, we care about our members. We want them to be safe." Okay. All right. Results. All right. So, I mean, it says in the name results based. All right. So this is a great thing. You can ask people, what kind of results are your members making, and you can. This is telltale sign by what the gyms are putting out there on their social media or on their website or whatever. They're bragging, the results they'll brag on or they put out there is usually on the people who join for the first couple months. Yeah, everybody makes progress their first few months. Yeah, you're going to be able to lift more weight the second time you back squat than the first time you back squat. Or you'll be able to deadlift. Your deadlift's going to go up a lot if you've never deadlifted before. But the true test is the people that have been going to other gyms and then come join these gyms, and then they're making progress that they'll have people that say things like, "I've tried all these other gyms, I've never been able to make progress until I joined this gym." Or you'll be able to go in there and say, "Man, these people are super fit." At Coyote specifically, people will travel to other gyms, and everybody is always like, "Where do you work out? You're really fit." And they're always surprised because they're like, "I don't feel like I'm that fit at home gym or whatever." But the results are consistent, and they're across a wide range of people. The club, you're typically going to see the same type of person that sticks around a long period of time. It's somebody that's a diehard. They're very self-motivated, self-driven. They're kind of doing it for. They're the ones that are kind of making sure they make the progress, and they might make the progress, but eventually they might stall out or whatever. But the results-based gyms, they're consistently getting results for a wide variety of people as opposed to a very small group of people. Price, obviously, the club gyms are typically going to be cheaper, which is why a lot of people who don't know any better are going to compare these two gyms and say, "Oh, this one's cheaper than this one, so I'm going to join this one." But it's not the same thing. And to me, I'm going to join probably the most expensive gym. Because I know how important it is. Okay, when I first joined CrossFit, I was doing the math the other day. I was paying like 20 to 30% of my monthly income on my CrossFit membership every month. And that was the first money I spent every month because I knew how valuable it was. I knew I'd been doing something else for 15 years. And to me, it was worth it. And that was the first money I spent every month. There was no way I wasn't going to spend that money. And so if I'm looking at another gym, I'm probably going to go to find the most expensive gym. And that's most likely going to be the one because I know that's going to be the one that I'm going to get results. And I know the business side of things, and I know the gyms that charge more are the ones that are able to provide all these other things that are really important. Okay. The next one is going to be community, okay? Typically, the results-based type gym, there's people that are working really hard towards a goal, and they're typically going to be very welcoming and accommodating. You're going to kind of walk in and feel welcome. They're excited to have you, whereas the club gym can feel a lot more cliquish, okay? You kind of walk in and it feels icy, feels like nobody wants to talk to you. And if you really think about it, it's because you're walking into their club, okay? They're like, you haven't been initiated into our club yet. You haven't proven that you belong. They're not, I don't think people are not consciously thinking that, but that is in the back of their mind. And I've felt this so many times walking into gyms where you just walk in and you just kind of feel like everybody's looking at you like, "Who is this dude?" or whatever. Whereas when you walk into a gym and people are immediately walking up to you, introducing themselves, "Hey, how are you doing? This is what we're doing today." The coaches are friendly, the members are friendly. It makes you feel welcome. Now, obviously, there's lots of people involved in the gym. It doesn't always happen this way, but more times than not, when you find people that are working to better themselves, working towards a common goal, they're typically going to be very, very welcoming and make you feel welcome and a part of what things are going, as a part of like, "Oh, you got to earn your keep. I'm not going to talk to you till I feel like you have been initiated in the club," type of thinking. Okay. Coaches, typically results-based. You're going to have some very good coaches. You can ask about certifications. To me, that's not very indicative of the level of the coaching. I mean, somebody could have a CrossFit level 2, a CrossFit level 3, CrossFit level 4, and not be a good coach. Or they could have a CrossFit level 1 or not even have one and be a great coach. To me, it's more of like, I want to have a conversation with the coach, get to know, why are we doing this? Explain this to me. What are you doing to help your members? Are they more focused on, when you talk to them, are they more focused on, let me tell you all about my fitness and my competition career and all these competitions I'm doing, or are they asking you about yourself and what your goals are? Okay, to me, that's this type of coaching. Club typically is going to be run by, the owner is going to coach a majority of classes. They might have a couple people who are, the fittest people in the gym, and so we're asked to coach. And same thing, they might be more interested in their own fitness and they're just coaching a couple classes so they can pay for their membership or whatever. And so that's kind of the difference here. Typically what you're going to find here is these coaches also, you'll see they're probably doing some nutrition coaching. They're probably doing some personal training. If there's a gym that offers nutrition coaching, if they offer personal training, if they're consistently having meal nutrition challenges or attendance challenge or that type of thing, that the owners and the coaches are trying to think of ways to help people get further results and help a lot of different types of people. So if you see all that kind of stuff, you're like, man, I understand they're really trying to help people make progress. Whereas, this a club type gym, they might run some challenges here or there, and it's typically going to be like a cookie cutter challenge like that they find online that somebody else is doing or a company's doing, and so we're going to jump in and follow it as well, without really adding anything to it on their own. And so, oh, this looks like fun, let's do this. You can kind of weed through it on there. Amenities. This is something that a lot of people look at amenities a lot more than they should, in my opinion. Yeah, they're important. But to me, I'm trying to pick which gym I can make the most results in and get the most bang for my buck. And the amenities are kind of secondhand. Yeah, it's nice to have super nice equipment. It's nice to have, the sauna. And I would love to have a sauna at all locations. We have one at one for now, or the extra assault runners that you can run on, or, a million and one, a cool lounge area, all these kinds of things that people look at and that looks cool. And that kind of more so attracts new members. But to me, what's going to have people sticking around long term is getting them results. And so the amenities are kind of second or third hand to me for me personally, if I'm looking at a gym. But that's not to say I don't want to have those at Coyote as well. And I want to continue to work towards to add more and more in those, because I know that people do value those. But that's something that is kind of like extra to me. And to be honest, you can go join a 24-hour gym for $20 and get access to a whole bunch of other things if you really want all those things. And some people do that as well. But all that being said, what it really comes down to is, what are you looking for? And I think that's the most important thing when you're thinking about joining a gym, is not just oh, this looks cool, I'm going to join here, but really thinking about, what am I actually looking for a gym? What do I need? What gyms have I tried before and not been able to make progress with? And what gyms what type of gym do I know I need to have? Do I need accountability? Do I need somebody to come up with the workouts for me? Do I need somebody to reach out to me if I'm not showing up? Then I need to be looking for more of this type of gym. If you're I'm pretty happy with my fitness level, I'm not really interested in making a ton of progress, I just want to make some friends and be a part of a club type thing, then this might be the gym for you. Or you're like, hey, I just want some access to equipment. I can kind of do my own thing. I want to write my own program and kind of do my thing in the corner. This might be the gym for you, okay? Or you might say, I want to join a boutique gym, but I want to do more of a boot camp type thing. All right, then, like I said, there's other options. But really what it comes down to is, what are you looking for? And for me personally, this is what I'm looking for, okay? If I'm joining a gym, I'm looking for this. If Coyote ended tomorrow and I was joining a gym, this is what I'm going to be looking for. And this is the lens that I have always looked at Coyote, and what type of gym do I want to have? What type of gym would I want to be a member at? What type of gym do I want our members to be a part of? Because I want them to get in the best shape of their life at their own pace in a supportive community. And to me, all these things that I talked about all encapsulate those things. So hopefully that helps you. Hopefully you can apply that to your own gym search. If you're moving, if you're looking for a new gym, hopefully that can help you find the right gym for you, or hopefully it just can help you understand the gym that you are in a little bit better.